a hell of a job. Gave us exactly what we needed. On a night where we're obviously really thin out there in the pen, but we only scored 2 runs. We need to score some more runs tonight. But Bryce gave us exactly what we needed. Did an outstanding job. So then Martin once again, comes in and puts an inning down in that role. So just we got made some noise there in the 9th, but just didn't score enough runs.
As you try to navigate how the game might go or whatever, Bryce won 8 innings. I guess that's all everything you could have.
Yeah,
asked,
look, I mean, going back out for the 8th, once you got the first 2 guys out, you got 2 quick outs. He was going to go through Contreras. Now, if one guy got on with 1 out and Abreu comes up, that's where Martin's coming in the game. But once he got the first 2 outs, and his pitch count was still okay, once he got the first 2 outs, he's going to go through Contreras at that point. It's just unfortunate that the ball left a yard, but yeah, Bryce was still throwing the ball well. Pitch count was still okay. Didn't have his best slider tonight, but even the ball that Contreras hit out, I think, was below the zone. So yeah, did a great job.
You talked about Didi would have been the guy maybe tonight. Could that one day's events affect the next days?
Yeah, it always does, but I'll take the win last night. First game of a series, if we got a chance to bank the win, we're going to go after it and then deal with tomorrow. And look, we're in position to win that game. I mean, even as thin as we were, we're in position to win that game. So, they got a big hit late, and that was it.
On a different night with a different bullpen status, would you have considered going straight for the pen out of the 8th, or has Bryce kind of earned that trust with what he did?
No, with a full pen? No, of course I'm going to our guys.
Okay.
But it's apples and oranges really, because tonight was very different. It was the game was going to be. It was basically Bryce and Martin. Just how much Martin was going to throw. But yeah, and the question becomes: do you send Bryce back out for the 8th? And pitch count was still good. Giving up 1 run. So he was definitely going back out for the 8th. And then it's hitter to hitter at that point. Like I said, if once he got the first 2 guys out, he was going through Contreras at that point.
How nice has it been to see, Drake Baldwin kind of step into the leadoff position, especially?
Yeah, Drake, it doesn't matter where you put him. He is something else, man. And goes dead center. I mean, it's a tough at bat against that guy, especially left on left. Yeah, Drake's doing some special things.
How about for Perez pitch tonight? Does that mean he won't be starting Monday?
Yeah, he won't start Monday. Yeah, we'll have to decide on the rotation in Miami, but that'll move Martin out of that Monday start. Yeah.
Tonight might have been the same way. I mean, like you said, you're in position to win. Bryce is 1 pitch away from giving you 8 innings, so you don't want to focus here. But does having Ronaldo and Fuentes in the bullpen at the same time, does that limit you? Do you have to maybe start thinking about are there going to be too many nights where you're short?
No, I don't think so. It's just it's a product of winning a lot of games and winning a lot of close games. And then when you use the back end of your pen, you can only do it so often. So, and then these guys need a reset. But no, I don't think that's hamstringing us. And like tomorrow, we have Ronaldo for multiple innings. So it's nice to have a couple guys down there that can do that. But yeah, no, I don't think it's working against us right now. Our back end is still our back end. It's about how we get to it. So we of course as well as Bryce threw the ball. We have a full pen. I think I've showed. I go to our guys. Because they've been flawless, really. But that being said, Bryce gave us exactly what we needed tonight. Goes 8 innings, I mean, that was probably best case scenario, quite frankly. I mean, you can't expect a complete game, but that was best case scenario. You know, we just when you score 2 runs, it's gonna be hard to win that game.
Anything else?
All right, thank you.